Hi, I'm Wendy Zelazny, the Vice President of Membership at the Fredericksburg Regional Chamber of Commerce, and I am here this morning with one of our new members, Doug Schmetnek of NVA Docks. Doug, tell us a little bit about NVA Docks. You're an unusual business for us, and I love it because it is something that I think a lot of our members need and don't realize that you're here in our region.
Right, great. Thank you, Wendy, and thank you, Chamber, for having me. And I really learned a lot about the Chamber actually since we joined a few months back, and it's been a great partnership so far. So I'm looking forward to actually learning more about the businesses in Fredericksburg as well as sharing our company. So NVA Docks is it's a newer family-owned business. Coincidentally, we started during the pandemic, which a lot of people would say, why would you start a business during the pandemic? It just happened. It was just kind of a coincidence, and it was a great opportunity, so we took it. So the opportunity was to become the dealer for Easy Dock in the Northern Virginia area. So we actually have the complete Northern Virginia area, pretty much from Lake Anna, a little bit north of Richmond, all the way up to Washington, D.C.
Wow.
So we service a large area in Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
A lot of customers, a lot of travel with our team as far as our sales as well as our installation team. So we focus on Easy Dock, which is a polyethylene floating dock, and it is unique because most of the docks in this area are stick built,
Yes.
permanent. And a lot of people are not aware of polyethylene or like a composite type docks. Easy Dock has been around. It's the longest polyethylene dock company around. It's been around for over 25 years. It actually started in Minnesota, where they actually created this dock system because of its ability to actually build easily. So they, in the winter times in Minnesota, as you can imagine, with the severe winters,
Yes.
they have to take their docks out there.
Right.
Here in Northern Virginia, we don't have to do that, but up there they do. So they built this dock and they designed the dock so it's easy to put together and take out when they need to.
So for us though, because we do get severe weather from time to time. I mean, we had a devastating storm a few years ago that took boats up and down the river, took them out and took the docks out.
Yep.
Is this something that people would then, knowing that a storm is coming, they would take it apart and bring it in, or could they, because I know you said it was a floating dock that can rise and fall with the tide.
Yep.
That's one of the biggest advantages, correct?
Absolutely. And honestly, that is the biggest advantage. And for Easy Dock and severe storms, even hurricanes, and if you go to the Easy Dock website, they actually have videos of Easy Dock actually handling a storm next to some wooden docks. And a lot of times the wooden docks get torn apart worse than the polyethylene and the Easy Dock system. The nice thing about the Easy Dock system is because the dock is polyethylene and they have rubber couplers that link them, it gives it some flexibility so that when the waves come, it can flex with the waves. It also rises and falls on basically a pipe or a pole system or even a wooden pier. So when the water goes up, even 4, 5, 6 feet surges, it'll go up and rise and fall with the water. So that's the nice thing. So it actually is, in my opinion, more durable than a lot of the wooden docks.
And when you speak about durability, what about longevity? In terms of the wood versus this, it seems like this would last longer too. Am I correct in thinking that?
Yeah, so longevity, the Easy Dock system just comes standard with an 8-year warranty. Most of the docks out there, and even before I came around, there's many Easy Dock systems that have been in and around this area for over 25 years that have been installed and still floating and no issues.
Huh,
So,
that's really neat.
Yeah.
So, and talk a little bit about the family-owned part of the business.
Yeah.
I think that's really neat. And I also think that the pandemic, for a business like this would be the perfect time because everybody was outside, right?
Right.
I mean, that would be an actual opportunity more than anything else. I can totally understand opening a business like this.
Yes, absolutely. So the family-owned aspect, so I have 2 sons and then kind of another adopted son, if you will, and really kind of the 4 of us make the NVA Docks team. They are the muscle and in a lot of ways some of the the brains on the construction side as far as putting things together. all of these men, I call them boys, but they're men in their late 20s. So they've been around and they've been doing some construction work over the past few years. So they know and understand the construction trades. They understand what needs to happen when they install a dock. So. So it's nice to have a family-owned business because I get to work with the kids, my kids, and actually spend more time with them. So it's been a nice change for me.
Yeah.
And then as far as opening it during the pandemic, you're absolutely right. It was a opportunity as well because of the pandemic, people were not taking cruises, people were not traveling overseas. They were spending more time at home, so they're spending more time and more money on their homes and their homes away from homes. In this area, there's a lot of water. There's a lot of lakes. There's a lot of rivers. So many of our customers actually either bought or moved to those places because they could work from home at those areas. So with that, obviously became some opportunities because they want to have a dock and enjoy their dock. And then
I want a dock.
Yes. And you can see my one of the hashtags, Dock Life, is one of the Easy Dock promotional things. Many people that have docks, they will, or even if they don't have a home on the water, they have a docks or they have boats that are at a dock, and they will spend the entire weekend at the dock or on their boat or a combination therein. And having the ability with dock systems and Easy Dock, it's not just a dock. They have different components. So you can have a bench. You can have, if you're a fishing person, you can have a fish filleting table. You can have all different components you can add to those docks. So it's not just the standard dock you walk on. There are definitely things that you can make it more like a home. And if you see many of the homes in Lake Anna, people have boathouses and they basically will hang out on their boathouses for the majority of the day.
Yeah, and Colonial Beach is like that, and
Colonial
so is
Beach.
down all the way down the river. You see that because that's the thing about a boat. It's everybody talks about it, it's kind of a money pit, but also that you're gonna, if you have a boat, you've got to maintain it 24/7. So
in fact, when I leave here, I'm going to Colonial Beach to visit a marina in Colonial Beach.
That's great.
Interested in Easy Dock.
Oh that's perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love this. Talk a little bit about. I know you got into this. You're a former military, correct?
Former law enforcement.
Former law enforcement. That's what it was. Yes, I remembered you had a background in. So how did you get into this? Is it because you're a boat owner and you live on Lake Anna and you suddenly thought?
Right. Yep. So I actually live on the water. I actually live in Stafford County, so I'm off the Potomac River.
Okay.
And the reason why I really started researching and learning about Easy Dock is because of my need for a dock.
Right.
My pier wall was destroyed, so I had to have that redone. And in front of the pier wall was a an older wooden dock, which also basically it had to be torn down, and it was pretty dilapidated anyway, so it needed to be replaced. So then I started researching Easy Dock and floating docks and different dock options, and honestly I found that Easy Dock was the system I wanted to go with. And then as I just started talking to the distributor, it became apparent they did not have a dealer in Northern Virginia, and so I spoke with my wife and the family, and we decided to take a leap and start this business.
That's really neat. Yeah. That's a great way to start a business. But so other than that, is there anything else you want to tell us about Easy Dock in terms of like price points? Is it comparable to a wooden dock? Is it, because also there's the longevity aspect, of course, and there's maintenance. What about that? Does that balance out or?
Yep. So obviously products, wood being actually going up in price, but some of the polyethylene and some of the Easy Dock products have come up in price over the last year and a half as well. It is comparable in price, and as far as longevity, I would say that the polyethylene and the Easy Dock component will last longer than any of the wood components. Many of the wood components and the wood really get hammered by the sun. The sun really hurts it.
Yeah.
These dock systems have, like I said, they've been designed and developed to sustain any of the sunlight, any of the weather. So really, as far as the upkeep and the maintenance of an Easy Dock product, it's so much easier than a wooden dock. So that's one thing you have to consider as you move forward and design the type of dock you would like to have.
And what about sustainability? Is it recycled material? Is it original? That's
So it is sustainable, and it's great for the environment, right? So the products, basically there's only two components of these dock. Basically, it's the polyethylene dock products, which again, there's all different types of sizes and components for. There's a jet ski launch, there's a boat launch, there's several kayak launches,
that's cool.
and they're all recyclable material. So if for some reason it does get damaged to the point where or it just needs to be recycled, it can be recycled. And the rubber components are basically just a solid rubber, which can also be recycled. So the two major components are all recyclable.
That's great.
And this has been selected, Easy Dock has been selected in many of the environmental areas. So you can actually use the dock system as a trail dock system. So you can actually put it on a trail, and it, again, if it's a wet trail, you can sit on the ground, and it will not rot. It will not deteriorate like a wood product.
That's very interesting.
So you see that Easy Dock is actually used in many areas. A good example is this is in Chicago. On their beach, they wanted to have basically a walk from the sidewalk all the way down to Lake Michigan. And they actually put Easy Dock down. They actually dug it out and put Easy Dock down. It's about 15 inches high. They put Easy Dock down there, so a wheelchair can actually go up and down it, and it will not deteriorate, and it can stay there as long as they need to.
That's great. That's really interesting. So there are lots of different uses for it.
There's many different uses, correct.
That's interesting. So if people want to connect with you, is the best place to go your website? Where would you recommend they find you?
Absolutely. So our website is NVADocks.com. You can always come to our website, and all of our contact information is there. If you would like to, we have the majority of the information about Easy Dock is on our website, but there's obviously much more information at the Easy Dock website, and of course we have links there. So you can also ask, you can go through the Easy Dock website, and of course if you're in this area, they would connect with us through their sales portal.
That's great. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
The only thing I'd like to add really is Easy Dock is our major component for the dock company. We have in this last year added a couple other components. One of them is Titan decking. So Titan decking is a polyethylene basically structure that goes on top. So I would just to give a plug for Titan decking and some of the work we do. If your wooden dock or wooden decking on your wooden dock is deteriorated and needs to be replaced, I would encourage you to look at Titan decking. Titan decking, again, will weather much better than a wooden platform, and it just looks so much nicer than a wooden platform. So we've added Titan decking. We've also added piling guards, which is they actually have a couple products. One for pilings, which will help with your boat to make sure your boat doesn't get damaged because it has a plastic, and also have an edging for the dock, so it actually again will help your boat secure your boat.
So is that for like a wooden dock? You would add these on a wooden dock to increase their longevity without having to replace it. Is that what? Okay, so it's totally a totally different product.
Totally different product. Yes,
more
sir.
for
Yes, sorry. Sorry.
That was good. But so that's really to increase the longevity of a wooden dock and kind of give it that extra strength and security that you wouldn't get otherwise.
Absolutely. Yep. And it is really it's for the dock, but it's also for boats. And, and honestly, the boaters need that a lot. There's a lot of inexperienced boaters.
I know.
And then the last item we do is lake lights. And lake lights are basically a solar light you can put on for the Easy Dock components, but also on regular docks. So we're a dealer for them as well.
I didn't realize that. So, that's great. You're like a whole turnkey.
We're trying to
business for the dock.
Trying to be a complete dock company. So
that's great.
And then the other thing we added this year is Mariner Finance. So if some people need financing, Mariner Finance is the company we use, and we can give basically as part of the sale, 1 year interest-free financing.
Awesome. That's really good. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you visiting with us this morning.